Fast 400 on the dash, 55 bills, but 50 for the.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm so happy you came back to my kitchen. Today I have a good one. This one is easy. It's delicious. I've eaten it multiple times this week already. And then when I was kind of throwing it together again today, I thought, hey, this would be a great one for the channel. What I like about this one, you can use this at like holiday parties, Super Bowl parties, any game days, any game events, or this is great for meal prep too. So any types of parties, or if you just want to throw something together quick, throw it in the refrigerator, even freeze it, these work out really well. So what we're gonna bread, I've done different, a lot of different things, but these tortillas, la banderita, I know I just murdered that word, carb counters, they are 45 calories a tortilla, and they are good size. And when you break it down, they have 4 grams net carbs, I believe. So I'm not super into counting total carbs, but I know a lot of you are. So 4 grams of net carbs, you're gonna be doing good with this. So I'm gonna show you what we're gonna need. I think you're really gonna like these. This is a great one. And it's super easy to put together. As I just said, our carb counter tortillas, we will need that. Now, this is the second ingredient. If you want to do this right, you're going to need to do, like I always say, get the 93% lean, 93 or higher. I would say 90 at the very limit, just because of the amount of calorie change. So this grass-fed ground beef, we're going to make this fun. Now, you don't have to do this. You could use any type of cheese. I usually was doing the fat-free shreds, but this is actually putting the cream, the queso dip makes these really good. So I've tried a couple different kinds. This paste one is pretty darn good. Macros are pretty on point too. I think it's 40 calories for a pretty good serving. Now I'm gonna do this enchilada sauce. So technically you could make enchiladas as well if you want to throw these in a like a pan, or I'm sorry, not a pan, but a cooking dish, and then basically you can make enchiladas with it. So that's an idea as well. But we're gonna be making mini burritos today. Some iceberg lettuce. Obviously this doesn't have a ton of calories. I'm gonna have a salad with this, but you gotta have some iceberg lettuce with your Mexican food. It just doesn't seem right without it. And then we're gonna be doing some pico de gallo in the middle. So let's go ahead and throw this together. I think you guys are gonna like this a lot. And it is definitely one of my faves. The flavor components on it are fun. This recipe really does all depend on the meat, the flavor. Since we are not adding a lot of fat to this, you're gonna want to make sure your meat is spicy and tastes great. So I'm gonna tell you right now, I think I've found the perfect way to season your Mexican ground beef. First of all, this old El Paso taco seasoning I think is my favorite that I've tried. Obviously taco seasoning, you can get that anywhere, but this one is really, really good. And the macros are super good on it. Now I'm gonna put a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, about 2 tablespoons for every pound. I'm going to do garlic powder. I'm gonna do pink Himalayan sea salt. Pepper, which I didn't bring up the pepper, but pepper, and then some tapatio. So you mix these all together, massage it into the meat, and we're gonna move the meat over and start slowly cooking this. I'm sorry, we're gonna cook it on high to sear in all that flavor. Okay guys, while the meat's going, the best part of this whole meal was again these low-calorie tortillas, because as you can see, I'm warming them up on my little griddle here. I'm gonna eat 3 of these. So I'm gonna do 3 tortillas. As you can see, you probably thought these were pretty small, being 45 calories, but they are actually really big. So not really big, but they are normal. They're bigger than soft taco size, basically. So we're gonna warm these up to make them so they're a little more pliable. So you want to try to get your ground beef as chopped up as finely as possible, just because we don't want too big a chunks inside our burrito. But as you can see, when you add that extra Worcestershire in there, without the fat, it keeps the meat really, really moist and doesn't allow it to dry out. Trust me on this. Try some Worcestershire in your ground beef. You will be happy you did. We got our ground beef done. Now, an important part of this recipe, guys, is make sure this is cooled off before you make your burrito a little bit. You don't want to put it on or it'll just make a total mess of everything. So let it cool down a little bit before you put it into your tortilla. And the tortillas are, you want them a little bit firm, but not too firm, just a slight coloring on them like this, so they'll hold everything firmly. What you want to do first, guys, is put your nacho cheese sauce down and then put in your ground beef to hold it together. Just to give you an idea, this is a little over a tablespoon of the cheese sauce, and then a little over about at 1.2 ounces of ground beef in each one. So we're keeping those calories on point. I would highly recommend you use the food scale for the cheese so you don't go too crazy and just start dolloping on all over the place. Now you're gonna go pico, and then you're going to put in your shredded lettuce with a little bit, I did the enchilada sauce. So that's what it's gonna look like before you roll these puppies up into our mini burrito. And you're gonna put some of this lettuce on top of that. And now it's time to get my Chipotle, Burrito, whatever the heck they call people at Chipotle, and roll these puppies up into mini burritos. Here is one of the burritos cut in half, guys. So you can see you get this great tortilla. Little tip, don't toast them. I had to redo this. They just get too dried out, they're hard to fold. But this is your mini burrito. I'm not